Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me go from Bellend to Legend on a Devastation Evoker in the War Within Season 2. What does Bellend to Legend mean? I go from 0 to 3k to get the new Keystone Legend achievement. In today's episode, we're going to try and tackle a +10. Now, my key is a +2, which is not great. I'm not too happy about that. I've not been pushing it up at all. What happened since last episode is I got all of my 8s done. Some of them on stream, some of them off stream, because I just wanted to farm and chill and try to figure out my spec a little bit better, because commentating or being live or anything like that kind of detracts my attention from actually learning and practicing this spec effectively. We're at 2.2k rating. We've gotten, I think, a hero something, hero shoulder maybe is what I got, and we've recrafted something or the other, the belt, to 675. So now we're at 657 item level total, and we're still looking for better trinkets. I would love to get the signet of the priory, and I'd love to get like literally any trinket will do. I think the new Scalecommander core that with the little orbs that move towards you would be good, because it just gives so much mean stat. It's kind of crazy. Or I could go for the wax candle thing. Oh, did I just disconnect? I'm pretty sure I just disconnected. Cool, off to a great start today. That was weird, but we're back. But yeah, the wax candle from Dark Flame Cleft would also be pretty cool. I don't actually remember which dungeons I've done on videos, so I'm going to try to avoid those while I apply the +10s, and I'll talk to you when I am in a +10. Just a note, after this video goes live, shortly afterwards, I'm going to be streaming some 10s to fill up my vault and also just get some rating and all that. So if you want to hang out while I do that, I'm live buff on Twitch and YouTube. See you there.
One eternity later.
4 DPS in this group I just joined. Okay, now we have 3 DPS because the leader probably kicked the Ret Paladin. So I started queuing at 10:45, I believe. Yes, 10:45 was the first time I got declined, so which was probably very quickly. And then I've been queuing for basically 36 minutes. 36 minutes I've been in queue, and now I've been invited finally. We're a fucking +10, bro. It's a +10. I had to actually remove Priory, Cinderbrew, Meadery, and Floodgate because nobody is taking people that aren't overgeared for those dungeons. I don't know why. Floodgate in particular is not even that difficult as long as the tank actually knows where to go in the dungeon. But I understand for Priory and Cinderbrew Meadery, those are the 2 hardest dungeons of this season. I don't know how to feel about this, man. It's if it's this difficult for me to get into 10s, I guess since I have 8s cleared, it's not like I'm right up there with 10s. Maybe once I get a 10 clear, I will get in there, but more easily. But Jesus, man, this is going to be a hell of a challenge, not even because it's difficult to do 12s or 13s, but because it just takes for fucking ever to get into a group. Yeah, it looks like we do have a tank ready, so we might actually do this Theater of Pain. Let's teleport over there and see what happens. And here we go. +10 Theater of Pain. And Pulsar, Fortified Tyrannical, and you can see the group in the bottom right corner of the screen. The healer is the lowest item level at 646. Plenty of item level to clear a 10. They seem to have cleared other 10s, so I think we're okay with that. Recast this, we're going to Bloodlust, and then we're going to pop off right here. I'm going to try and focus the Bloodhorn. There we go. I was just trying to make sure I send out my my cooldowns as intended, so I don't waste any. We're trying to focus on the Bloodhorn. We're not getting any tranks from the Hunter, so we're just taking full damage here. We do have CRs available in the form of the DK CR. I don't feel like the Bloodhorn's really being focused. I also don't feel like I'm getting healed enough. I'm going to use a healing potion. This is looking a little rough, guys. Yeah, that's 3 people dead. Cool. I waited 36 minutes in queue for this. Is what I waited 34 minutes in queue. Bloodhorn's about to kill me, and then that's, yeah, cool. Hunter says my bad. I don't know why that was your bad. I feel like, I don't know, we just kind of died. Let's try again. Do we try again, or are people going to start leaving? We need a trank on the bull. Like, if we just trank shot the Bloodhorn, I think we're okay. Like, that's what we actually need. My brother in Christ. Trank when it channels. Do this. Like, press that button on the Bloodhorn when it channels its ability. Now, this is when you press it. This is, okay. Cool. Or don't. F it, don't. Whatever. Who needs utility anyway? You can just brute force your way through a dungeon. That worked really well the first time around, right? Whatever, man. All right, let's actually do this. Firestorm into this, and this. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to get my stuff out. Let's kick this. Big AoE goes out. This time around, there's no bull to do damage on top of that, so I believe the healer can handle it. We really needed the trank shot there to make that work. In the future, if I can, I will grab the actual whatchamacalls. Okay, nobody's kicking that guy. I just got my kick off cooldown. There we go. The hunter kicked it. I sent the kick in afterwards for nothing. I am very freaking scared, bro. When the Capitato over here sends out another one of these big boy AoEs, we are going to potentially kick the bucket, but let's see what happens. All right, people are actually starting to kick now. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I have my kick available. I know Hunter has his kick available as well at this point, so I'm going to look to interrupt the next one. There we go. Keep it moving with the tank. That way we can all keep DPSing it. I don't think the issue is the accursed guy. I think the virulent is annoying. I also think the Capitato is annoying. Just need people to spread out a little bit so that we don't all get hit by these circles. No kick available from yours truly. Never mind, I just got it back up off cooldown. I need a better way to track my kick, honestly. I'll think of making this cursor WeakAuras show me the cooldown of the kick or not, maybe. I'll think of something. All right, DPS is definitely being done. Tank is leading the guys in a weird way, but I think we're okay. The virulent guy is still doing his thing, living his best life. I'm going to focus on Decapitato because I think he's the bigger issue. Because that AoE that he slams down with is pretty rough. I don't know which direction we're headed after this, but I'm just going to send my cooldowns here again anyway, because I can't be handling all this nonsense. I need these things dead. I know it's a bit of a waste because they were just about dead, but I really don't want to die here near the end of the first boss fight. So I'm just going to go ahead and smack them. There we go. So item level doesn't mean much when two people with... Actually, no, the hunter has less item level than me. Never mind. And he's beast mastery, not marksmanship, so he's naturally going to do less DPS here than I expected him to because I thought he was marksmanship, but it doesn't matter. That's still a surprisingly low amount of damage considering his item level. Whatever. I'm not going to judge it. With me here, I think we have the DPS necessary to clear this. Now we just need the tank to pick a side. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. We're going the Lich side. Could have used my cooldowns here. That would have been good, but it's no big deal. I mean, honestly, every first pull on every side feels like it's worth cooldowns. Let's see. We might want to rescue someone here. Maybe the DK could use a rescue. Let's send the DK forward. There we go. All right. I'm going to start firing here. I'm going to Firestorm. I'm going to send out our CC prolonging thing. Let's keep those firestorms going, and we want to engulf as much as possible. I'm going to try and grab these orbsies, grab the orbsies, put these down. We're going to knock up. Good knock up. We're going to knock them into the wall now. That should also do a good chunk of CC. Keep those firestorms rolling. Plenty of firestorm procs, which is good. You want them firestorm procs. They're big damn. Just gonna kick that last guy that's casting. There we go. All right. Other than the first pull, it feels like we're recovering a little bit. The DK actually started doing damage there again, which is good. I didn't have cooldowns to do damage. I'm also not going to send cooldowns for 4 mobs here. I'm just going to wait it out. Volley is up. We're going to kick that volley. We get a bounce. I think the bounce was still okay because we kind of needed to do something to stop the souls from just draining us all to death. I didn't have my knock up. I just got my knock up off cooldown, so I couldn't really do much. And I wasn't going to use deep breath for that. Now, this is a pull worth sending my cooldowns on, which is what I will do. We're going to focus on that guy. Sure, we're going to unravel him as soon as we can. So here's an unravel. I'm going to kick him. I'm going to send my cooldowns. Actually going to focus that guy. There we go. I'll shut up every time I'm doing my opener because if I try to talk during it, it's not going to work. We're going to knock up here. Okay, big guy is dead. I'm going to dispel myself from that curse. We're just rotting out in damage. I guess I need a defensive there. 1 million HPS is not going to cover it. I'm going to wait for a res because I think it's faster than releasing. DK found his damage buttons, it looks like, so we're doing quite well now. I'm happy with that. Okay, waiting for the res. Res is being cast. I think this guy wants to... I think that's a bad idea. We should see if we can actually successfully skip later on or not. If I can, I try not to pull all the percent we need until we're past the fat guy. The gas bags that you can skip by just running around it. Sometimes you fail that skip, and then it feels very punishing because you're wasting time doing this pull. And this pull, I guess, I was going to say you can pull it into what we pulled earlier, but honestly, with how it went, with me going down, probably not a good idea. Although, what did I even die to? I died to just soulstorm damage, yeah. Over 8 seconds, I died to soulstorm damage. That didn't feel great. Did not enjoy that. I'm wasting my kick here by accident. Let's actually get all these things done. I'm going to get rid of this person's purse. just to be able to do it. Okay. I'm hovering so I can just keep moving and casting all as well. I'm going to look for a kick on the Soulbinder when I can. That's the spell. Actually, our monk is melee, so we don't care. We kick the volley. We got to keep that volley kick. That's for sure something we need to prioritize. Okay, it looks like our tank really wants to take care of all his business right here, and that's okay as far as I'm concerned. We don't have a cauterizing flame at the moment. I'm going to knock these guys up because I prefer not to die again. There we go. Because rot damage is not this monk's specialty. Again, his item level is enough. That's not the issue. What's the issue is, you know, in the chaos of the keys as they are, sometimes while you're trying to babysit the group, like you're doing interrupts and whatnot as a healer, you may have some issues. I really don't want to send my cooldowns on 3 mobs again, so I'm going to be holding here for the boss, which we might have the ability to bloodlust. I'm going to bloodlust it just because I can. Let's dispel that curse just to reduce the number of things floating around here. Increase our CC. We're going to knock up. No, we're not because it's on cooldown, but I can knock back if necessary. I'm going to use my hover. I got to make sure I'm standing still when I hover so that I don't send myself off the edge here. What am I doing? I'm just pressing random fucking buttons and talking about it. Me every fucking video apparently. But what I meant is, like, I wasn't actually using my big cooldown button things, or big cooldown, maybe not big cooldown, but I wasn't pressing fire breath, I wasn't pressing firestorm, which is what I'm supposed to do. I was just kind of hovering about, talking about it. All right, let's put down a ground marker. The glide interrupted it. I'm going to put the marker there. I'm going to ping the fuck out of it so people can see that it's there, and then we're going to pre-hover this and bloodlust, and so we're going to send this like so. It should still hit. All right, we should be good. We have a new marker down because apparently people think that 2 markers is a good idea. They don't know how to check if there's a marker already there. I'm very scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just very scared right now. Whatever. Anywhere between those 2 is just fine as well, I think. Get that Firestorm going. Eternity Surge for the extra 5 seconds. Trying to kill these off. I'm going to try and get my fire breath on these guys. I'll engulf this thing just to kill it, so I don't have to think about it anymore. Okay, I'm just rotting out here from the the damage. I don't like that, dude. That's so scary. Okay, I'm freaked out because I'm constantly near death. I'm just gonna stand over here. Eventually it'll hit a melee, or somebody will run into it potentially. I don't know. We're gonna use a defensive here. I'm going to pre-hover here so we can do any movement that we need to. Our hunter friend is also just kicking the bucket slowly but surely because our healer is not pumping HPS at this point. But that's okay. I'm not criticizing the healer. I'm just pointing out that what's happening. I don't know where this guy wants to stack, but it's not exactly the correct location. I need to move so I can cast my second Firestorm, which is the one that's just natty casted and not a proc, which I had before. Just trying to finish off this last guy here. Just want to take him out. There we go. Okay. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing, lovely, whatever else I can say. Dashing to this guy just to give him a bit of a heal. I'm going to try and help out the healer as best I can. I can't do much, but what I can do, I will try to do. Please don't clip me. It did clip me. I'm just going to use a Emerald Blossom here on myself. Verdant Embrace is not just yet available, so I'm not able to do so. Wouldn't be able to tell you why I'm not disintegrating here. I do have cooldowns available. I'm not going to make the same mistake of trying to pop my cooldowns right here at the end. I'm going to make this guy touch my balls. I'm going to touch these balls. Beautiful. It does not matter what we do. We should focus the boss here. Tank is making a habit of moving towards us, so other things are getting meleeed, like the hunter's pets, which I don't find ideal, but we'll make it work. Well, the hunter will have to make it work by rezzing his pets. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going to engulf twice and get that guy out of my face so we can move on. Let's go. Sorry if I sound a little frustrated. It's mostly because I had to wait for 40 minutes before I could get into a key, and then it's not really going great. But honestly, I shouldn't say that. We should be able to time this just fine. We have like really good damage, I think. We have all our cooldowns available here. We don't have bloodlust, so I'm hoping we don't pull the extra patrol. I'm going to put a focus on one of the guys that does the big cast. I'm just going to go ham here. We're just going to go ham here. There we go. Get those firestorms out. I'm going to prolong the CC on everything here, and honestly that should be more than enough. We're going to remove those 2 what are they called, remove those 2 stacks of the disease off the tank, because that will lower his max HP, I believe, and we don't want that. That would be pretty bad for him and his survivability, or her and her survivability. I don't know, my apologies. But we should be okay here. We took care of that with handy dandy cooldowns from myself and the Frost DK. Frost DK popping off, man. I love it. Apparently they're quite good now. I thought they were kind of poo-poo damage, but I think they got buffed or something, so now they're okay. Hopefully the range DPS does stack up into melee so that we can keep doing this. By this, I mean we can just keep blasting the bejesus out of them. We have a stun. They're still going to keep casting. I'm going to kick one of them. There we go. The other one might... I think the other one also got kicked, so I think we're okay here. I'm going to Fire Breath, even though we're not going to fight anything. Even though it's the end of the pull, because we're not going to fight anything anytime soon, so I may as well try to Fire Breath here. And while we're waiting to get around this big fat guy, I can recover my Fire Breath. We really need to skip this because we pulled extra on the Lich boss area, which means if we pull this guy, we're over count 100%. So we're over 100%. Our hunter pathed very closely to that mob, and it kind of made me anxious, but it looks like we're okay. He can also feign death if he does pull. Let's put a focus on that. Put down a Firestorm. Big bouncy castle there. I think I'm going to stand in it. I like the bouncy castle, because that way I can just avoid having to really do anything else. We're CCing the Sledge Spread. It looks like he finally got interrupted. It was by the AoE silence. I'm getting all my cooldowns here, but I'm going to send it on the next pack because I feel like it's more value there. Again, we're still pyring even though it's 2 targets. I'm going to switch to the star just so I can keep blasting the bejesus out of it. We're going to Fire Breath, and hopefully we can fire our way out of this mess by getting some CDR that way. Unravel is going to take care of some of that damage. That was interesting. It only does damage to shields, so I guess this guy is a target for Unravel. Alright, well, let's send it here. Send the Firestorm and Dragon Rage. Big AoE, use the defensive here. Engulf, I don't have a second Engulf, so we're going to start spamming Pyre. Very nice. We're going to just interrupt this guy. Love to get a little bit closer so this guy doesn't jump too far away from me. While Eruption's up, I need to just get away from that. I don't want any of that. Very nice. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but do I Firestorm in single target? I feel like maybe no. Probably for the opener, right? For the Dragon Rage Pyres that go out, but I don't know if I do any more than that. Are we taking this into boss, maybe? Like, I'm going to ping boss. Maybe that encourages the tanks going in with the boss. Let's see if this ends up killing us or not. I'm going to Firestorm here as the mobs approach. I have still another Firestorm. That's good. Okay, they got stunned. We're going to try and Fire Breath them like this. There we go. Focusing on avoiding the chain. Also would love to grab this orb, but this person's positioning in a way that makes it a little bit annoying to grab, but we're okay. We got this. We got this. AoE damage here should be decently high. It should be easy for the BM Hunter to cleave these and keep beating the bejesus out of this boss at the same time. They just need a multi-shot, right? Or am I stupid? Keep DPSing here. I'd love to unravel that, so we're going to go ahead and do so. BM Hunter is doing a good job staying relatively close to our tank here. I'm just going to float over to this side. Just make sure I'm on the right place. I want to be close to this, ideally. Sending out a bit of healing here. I don't know why. I just saw some low health bars, so I pressed my healing buttons. I don't know. Force of habit, I guess? I don't know. Maybe it's like the red paladin under me peeking out. Alright, he's going to do his circle. I don't want to get hit by that. After these chains go out, I'm going to use my cooldowns here. Put down this Firestorm, Dragon Rage into this, into Shattering Star, into Engulf. There we go. We got the combo out. Even ripped aggro on something. Doing good DPS wise right now. I'm feeling quite happy with my ability to keep comboing here. We have a corpse at the moment. It looks like we have 1 CR available, second 1 CR coming up soon. Do we commit CR here? DK could CR. I'm too far away. I should step closer. It looks like we're holding CR because, you know, less than tank damage, probably not worth CRing. I kind of agree with that assessment. But hey, our guy is hosting the key for us, so that is his contribution to this endeavor. And I'm kind of okay with it. He invited me, so I should not criticize him too much. He gave me a shot, and I'm going to take it. We are pretty close to killing the boss, so I kind of understand not rezzing him. And Engulfer 2 should finish him off here. There we go. Just about ready to kick the bucket. I'm going to heal. I'm going to healing potion. I don't want to die to the next jump that goes out on me. I should be hovering and moving as much as possible because that way these guys can't actually kill me. Because they don't, if you're moving like relatively quickly, you're able to avoid, I want to grab his orb. That's why I'm here. You're able to avoid these jumps that they do. Okay, this guy just needs to die. God, just kick the bucket already. Thank you. Hunter can release. He should release, otherwise he's staring at Netflix. Just release, bro. You're gonna release to where we're going anyway. I don't know why you want to res. You want to loot the boss? It's not M0. Okay, what's next? All right, Xav. Xav's the only thing we have left. We have 12.5 minutes left to do this. I'm feeling okay about it. We'll see how it works out. I have all my cooldowns ready. I'm waiting for the big guy. I don't know what we're pinging here. I'm not 100% sure. He wants us to kill this guy before we move on to the next thing. Okay, I can do that. I was holding everything to make sure that I hit, you know, I can pop off, but it looks like he really wants us to kill the Arbalest before moving on to the next thing. And I kind of get it. Should have used Cauterizing Wound to handle the debuff from that guy, but I failed to do so. Okay, we should be grouping up and stacking up. I'm going to take the Hunter and move him closer to us. Stay close to us so that when we drop the circles, they all drop in the same spot. There you go. Not that difficult. Oh god. I'm going to use defensive. Luckily, I did not get hit by those. We should be okay here. I'm going to grab this last orb. Okay. That was a little bit nerve-wracking because your boy kind of mispositioned. I thought I had a hover charge left. I did not. So that almost didn't work out. But I think we're good now. We can send out our engulf because we had everything. I'm going to stop casting here with a... I literally hit escape on my keyboard. You might have even heard me tap it. And I did that because I didn't want to be casting while he's doing his thing. When he casts his interrupting shout or whatever. Because I feel like that could be trouble. Interrupting roar, whatever. There we go. It's a roar, not a shout. Doesn't matter. We need to move on either way. I'm going to put this circle down here where everyone has to pass through just so that we get that. We have Harugia the Bloodthirsty. She's going to be doing her little jump thing. Tank has to taunt. There we go. Get the fuck away from me, Hunter. Okay, somehow I managed to avoid that even though he was right on top of me. Maybe it was the double jump. Maybe it's a vertically challenged ability. Either way, luckily we managed to avoid that group over there. Blades right here. I'm just going to step away. I'm going to cauterize myself. I should be fine. I don't think I need anything else. I'm very scared here because the positioning on the tank doesn't make much sense to me because I'm not able to like avoid getting hit by that by line of sighting over there. He's also quite close to the patrol, which I really don't like either. I would love it if the Hunter would stop randomly moving for no reason. That would be great because that way I could actually grab that orb. I'm going to save my cooldowns for the trash mobs that are coming up here, like with the captain and everything. I'm going to pop him like a pimple. Guys, this thing is at half health and it feels like a waste. I don't have enough time to get back there, so I'm going to just, you know, self-heal a little bit or something. I don't want to use my scales. I want to have it for next pull. I'll have Cauterizing Flame as well for next pull, which will be nice. I don't want to send my Flame Breath either. Fire Breath, whatever it's called. Fire Breath, I think. Yes, it is Fire Breath. Okay, and now we can pop off on these guys. So let us do so. And this, and one of these, and there you go. I didn't manage to get both of my engulfs out, but that's okay. Looks like no bleeds went out. Okay, we Cauterizing Flame this person, because otherwise, no bueno. Somehow only one bleed went out, and I'm kind of a little bit confused about that, but I'll take it, because it makes it easier for a friend to heal this. Alright, there we go. And now we can engulf this person twice. And that should do quite a good chunk of damage. Ideally, you save your cooldowns for after the captain's dead, because the captain debuffs these guys. But honestly, popping them at the start to make sure the captain dies quickly is also good value. There we go. Which one wins? Please make it the one. Okay, stack. I'm just going to say stack. I'm going to take our Hunter. Hunter is stacking with us. That is good. Okay, let's see where the tank takes us. Where we go with this going forward. Okay, looks like we're stacking relatively well. Maybe we should go over here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Now these will disappear when the next ones come in, I think. We should be able to go there. Also, they're rotating away from that spot, but it does look like these are disappearing. We're gonna send down one of these. There we go. Just okay. We're going a bit far, I feel like, but it's okay. Just keep on blasting. My job is to do damage, not to position the mini-boss. I wanted to get more of my disintegrate damage done there, so I just kept casting even though those swirlies were on me, because I can move out of the way relatively quickly. Not a big deal. Move together. As long as you stack for this boss and for any of the boss with the swirlies, it is very easy. That's why you remember on the first mini-boss, I actually rescued our Hunter closer to us so that we can make sure that all of those blades are stacked. If they're stacked, we can pop off. We have Bloodlust available. I'm going to precast Living Flame, pop Bloodlust, go over there. We're going to do one of these Firestorms to buff up our pyres, and then just send out all of our cooldowns. I didn't Shattering Star there because I had already Shattering Starred earlier. It's time to farm Disintegrates. Just slam the bejesus out of the Disintegrates. Banner is not dying very quickly. Probably my fault for not switching to it. We have a corpse. We're going to CR the corpse. There we go. I got you, buddy. We can't afford to leave our second highest DPS on the ground. We might even be highest in in single target. I'm not sure, but it is not something we can afford to do. So we gotta res him up. I'm gonna switch over to the banner. I'm gonna single target it. I don't care. I'm okay with it. And engulf should kill it. There we go. Brutal combo on the tank. Tank is able to live it looks like. Very nice. He's jumping into the middle. Crushing slam goes out. I don't have to hover for that. I will hover for this. And I don't want to cast while he's doing his circle slam, because the circle slam actually... Oh, okay. It's the hunter. Hunter's not getting a CR. Not for me, at least. I'm not spending 1,000 gold on his DPS, and also because I feel like it's more important that others get the CR if they do go down here for some reason. There we go. Banner's being taken care of quite quickly. We're going to get people tossed into the middle after this set of mechanics. It's going to be me and the DK because there's no one else to send into the center. I have to wait, then I can cast, and now I'm going to be sent into the middle. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let the DK do his thing. It doesn't make sense. I'm just, you can go ham. I'm sitting down so I can't parry him, or I'm turning my back so I can't parry him, and I'm just going to sit down because I think it increases or guarantees crits to happen, so that's a good thing. I almost have all of my cooldowns available again. I think I'm going to send them because we're missing a person. I'm going to send them after these. I just got to make sure I move out of that, otherwise I am dead. Like, very dead. All right, let us send our cooldowns. I want to send them like this. Unfortunately, I mistimed my cooldown, so now I don't have a flame breath. Let's do the flame breath anyway. 2-star flame breath. Let's get those out. Those engulfs out. There we go. That works out for me, ish, kind of. I don't know. I think it's still good value. We're going to hover here and just try to cast as much as possible. Circle's coming out. We're going to use our instant casts, so we don't actually have a cast bar for him to interrupt. Let's get extra prolonged Dragon Rage. Kind of a waste. Well, not a waste, but like the thing. Whatever. DK wins this fight sooner, so I'm going to go ahead and just let him beat the shit out of me anyway. There you go, bud. Go ham. We get yeeted back in. There's a banner available to murder, so we're going to go ahead and do so. There we go. Okay, that worked out better than I expected it to. A quick breath and some engulf damage. There we go. Orb is going to eventually contact with someone, and it looks like we're able to do this without the hunter. I think we're okay here. I think this is dead. Just stay on boss. There we go. And again, friend, you can release. You spawn in the middle, and that's where we're going. It's actually helpful if you release and click that thing instead of run around in circles around it. Click the thing. Click. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So we're helping this hunter through his first run of Theater of Pain, it feels like, but it's okay. We have 3 minutes for last boss. Not exactly a lot of time to do this with, but if the hunter doesn't die on the first mechanic he sees, I think we should be okay. Let's see how this works out. I really hope I timed this, because having my highest key be an untimed 10 would be pretty miserable. We lost a lot of time to 10 deaths. It's 50 seconds. It's not a small amount of time. And we also lost a lot of time to, the hunter being dead every boss fight. So let's see if we can recover some of that. Let's use our cooldowns on cooldown. I think that's the idea here. We don't have a Bloodlust available for this fight, so we're just going to send cooldowns on cooldown. There's no better time to send them. The circles are going to come out here in a moment. I'm going to use a defensive for this entire thing. It should last long enough. I'm going to kick my guy into prolonged CC on them. I'm doing this, and then we're going to knock them up. Silence goes down, but it kind of misses, it feels like, but that's okay. We're going to engulf here to just kill everything off, even though it wasn't perfect conditions for an engulf. I don't care. We're going to have those now. We're going to engulf now, and that works just fine. Okay, I'm cool with that. Grasping Rift comes out. This one, I don't want to send defensives on because there's no circle overlap with that, and so there's no adds. There's not as much damage happening. I'm going to use a hover, try and stay close to the boss so that I can more easily avoid the beam if it comes out. There's the beam. We're going to move, make sure we're nice and safe. Echoes of Carnage comes out. We're going to use a heal here. I don't want to use a defensive. Get me out of this. Looking like we can beat the timer if we just keep this DPS up. I'm going to get another set of cooldowns before the timer runs out, so we might be able to beat this on account of that, as long as nobody dies. Okay. I literally just said that. Okay, let's CR quickly. We're gonna CR this person as well because we can't afford to lose their DPS. Even their DPS is helpful here. I'm just trying to live at this point. Okay. Okay. Prolonged CC. I can't even do that. Not a great situation. Losing a lot of time. I have my cooldowns back up. I'm using them in the wrong order because I'm flustered. I did everything wrong that I could. We're not timing this key. I waited 36 minutes in queue for this. Are you kidding me? That is That is bad. There's going to be deaths here. It's the DK this time. Now it's me because I'm standing in this watching the DK die instead of focusing on my own gameplay. But they're going to finish this boss off without us. There's no more mechanics for them to worry about. You can just beat the shit out of it. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Just too many deaths on boss fights, prolonging the boss fights. Thank you for the key, I guess. We're going to go ahead and leave party. And that was defeating. 13 seconds over time with 14 deaths. Most of those, I believe, being the hunter, but I can't be for sure. I can't be certain about that. I may have died a few times as well. I think the DK also ate some doo-doo along with us. So it's been a bit of a toughie. For sure. But hey, you know, we got a 10 key done. Now I can go do 10 keys on stream. I'm glad I didn't say the rule is that I need to time a key or whatever. Jesus, this is depressing. Hopefully we can fix all this on the stream. Speaking of which, shortly after this video goes live, you will see me on the stream. I'll be trying to do some 10s. I don't want to spend gilded crests on the stuff I have right now. I want to recraft certain things. We still have some 658 things that could use some recrafting, like this ring, these bracers, and this cloak. Those things need to be recrafted. So until I have all those recrafted, I'm not going to spend any gilded crests on anything else, which I probably won't recraft until I can fully recraft them in the sense of going even higher, because the turbo boost thing is coming in where the highest item level will be the item level will be increased, like the max item level, which means we will have to recraft with 30 extra gilded crests for another reagent, optional reagent. You'll see when it happens. I probably explained it poorly, but whatever. I'm going to wait until then just so I can save a bit of gold, and this character is not really going to be doing much else other than farming some 10s. But hey, worst case scenario, if I time no other 10s, I have a plus 10 Mythic key, or not a plus 10, just a 10 key cleared, which means I'll get a myth piece from the vault. It'll probably be something I don't need, but hey, you know, it's a myth piece. That's nice, right? Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sometimes, you know, you win some, you lose some. I had an okay time. I feel like I played quite well. When I shut up and tried to do my opener, I played quite well. When I have to do it while I'm stressed out because two people just ate shit from a charging bull, I tend to do it completely wrong, such as using Dragon Rage and then using Deep Breath, which is not what you do. But hey, you know, sometimes shit just happens. Overall, I feel like my DPS was fine, considering that this is like a high target spec that wants a bunch of targets. I feel like it's okay. My damage breakdown looks about right. I think Firestorm should be a bit higher. I think Consume Flame should also be maybe a bit higher. I'm not 100% certain about that. You guys can let me know. I guess Consume Flame and Engulf, if you combine them like some trackers do, this would definitely be one of my highest damage done. So that's nice. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it for some reason, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. I'm messing up my outro. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe, because there's plenty more episodes of me sitting in queue for an hour coming. If you want to see what happens between these episodes, you can check out the stream. If you can't make it to the stream, you can check out the live section of this channel for the VODs. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. My character's yawning. She's like, dude, I'm bored. That dungeon was boring. The boss fights lasted 25 minutes because we had one person dead every fight. Boring, yawn. I get it, girl. I get it.